These four suspects, all said to be police officers, exemplify the Inspector General's concerns of rampant corruption and misuse of office by some law enforcers. The four, suspected of robbing more than 1 million shillings from several people in Mombasa, were arrested last week at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi as they attempted to sneak into the capital city. They were flown back to the coast following their arrest, and today Charles Mulwa, Patrick Shiundu, Joseph Ndilu Mbogwa and Raphael Kemboi Rotich were each charged in a Mombasa court with more than 5 counts of robbery with violence. Prosecutors told Resident Magistrate Irene Ruguru that on the 17th of September this year, along Jomo Kenyatta Avenue in Mombasa, with others not before the court, they committed an offence of robbery with violence, and that while armed with a pistol, a pair of handcuffs and police communication radio, they robbed one Paul Odworo Dhiambo of some 1.1 million shillings and a Nokia phone valued at 10,000 shillings. In April, 2 of the suspects allegedly robbed Michael Muramba Ngudo some 270,000 shillings near the Mombasa Security Fund building, and at the time of the robbery used actual violence. Each of the 4 suspects pleaded not guilty. They were released on a 6 million shillings bond each and will appear in court on November 19th for the hearing of the case. But the case has raised concern about officers who allegedly use their positions within the police force to engage in corruption by seeking bribes or to commit crimes through robbery, extortion and misuse of firearms. This is the reason why the Inspector General and the Chairman of the National Police Service Commission want a radical shift in the behavioral culture of the police service and immediate weeding out of corrupt and criminal elements within the force.
As IG, I account for each and every action that you do. Why don't you account for every action that officers under you do? I expect you to make reports on officers who appear to be living far beyond even their own known means for the necessary action to be taken because of such characters are the ones involved in crime, and each officer must be able to account for his own lifestyle.
All that we are giving officers is an opportunity for them to assure us that they are not using their positions the same way I'm required by law not to use my position for self-enrichment.
Kimayo is particularly concerned about officers who have entrenched a culture of corruption in sections of the force.
You can't be recruited yesterday and tomorrow you are driving a vehicle and you didn't have a vehicle at home. Your family background does not have that vehicle. And the following day you are driving. For those of us who have served 20, 30 years, you do not have a vehicle. How come that this particular person is driving? How come that when he moves around like myself in civilian clothes, the rear pockets of his trouser is swelling? All the time, he has 2 wallets full, it's swelling. It's not emptiness at the fact. You don't ask yourself.
Kavuludi, however, clarified that the lifestyle audit proposed by Kimayo is not another vetting exercise running parallel to that being carried out by the National Police Service Commission. Sylvia Chabet, Citizen Weekend.